Hello, welcome. In this little tutorial I'm going to show you how I put together a crowd scene on Photoshop and a little bit of tricks and tips, whatever you want to call it. It's the first time I made a video in bloody months, but it's my first foray in getting back into doing it. So enjoy. Any questions, leave them down below, or fire off a question at me on Twitter @Vanguard Comic, and I'll do my best to answer it on there. Enjoy the video. Okay, so this will be an example of what I'm trying to show about building up a group. So I've fired up Photoshop here, and as you can see, I've made up this kind of group of stragglers. They're badly drawn, because if you can see, every one of their hands like comes down to just under their hips, and they should be mid-thigh till like about that area. So they're very short. But it's okay, because they're going to be background figures essentially, and you probably won't notice them. I'm probably going to do another set where they're cheering, and I might redraw these ones. But essentially they're like one set of drawings which I've messed around with and flicked around with, and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so in this group here I've got like the heads, the bodies and the legs. What I initially did, I turn these layers off to multiply so you can see what I'm doing. Just to put them in a normal mode. So this is the line drawings there. So mark around here. So boom, boom, boom. So you got the heads, bodies, legs. So with the different heads, I can cut them out, swap them around, move them, flip them, whatever. Same with the bodies. I've got like a range of different sets of bodies. You can see that they're the top row flipped. You can go in and do some extra noodling and doodling to make them a bit more different as you wish. Same with the legs. I think there's like 3 or 4 different sets of legs that I've mucked around with, and essentially you put them together like kind of like those old paper figures you might get out of a magazine or a comic. So like some of these guys are flipped, but they got different bits of clothes on, blah 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 blah, so you can kind of get away with it. Let's put their colours back. And so what I've got there, I was putting the line art to multiply, and underneath you've got the colour, so you can see the colour popping through and it doesn't hinder it. Okay, so I've added the different colours here. I've tried to keep the colours quite muted and downplayed, not only because that fits in with the kind of story where it's a bit kind of grim, gritty, but also because if you kind of having vibrant colours on background characters, they may draw interest and attention away from the people you want to be focusing on, and that's going to be the foreground characters. And these are pretty much just like background decoration, but a good way of generating a big crowd scene. So you see this top lot are just the same as the bottom lot flipped. I'll show you what I do. I'll make another group. I've copied that group over, so now we've got 2. I'll call this group 3 and move them down to the bottom. Okay, so instance if we wanted to change over more, edit, transform, flip horizontal. When it does it, flip horizontal, boom, so they're on the other side. You can go back and change the line art around, but a really simple way of doing it is, say if you wanted to change the colour of the head, what these people are wearing. Grab them, image, hue selection, just bust around with the hue a little bit, maybe pump up the saturation, take up the lightness, take it down, whatever you want to do. Same with the bodies, so I'll select that one, and this chap. Same thing, image, adjustment, hue, saturation. Move the hue around so you get a bit of a different colour. I'll make that a bit darker. That guy's got 2 different jackets on, it's fine. Same with this layer, bang them, and him. And image adjustment, hue, saturation. Or if you want to kind of mix up a little bit more, you don't want to do it that way. You just grab a colour off the palette or whatever you choose, fill it in, give this geezer a brown, boom, fill it in, and away you go. One of the things you might notice on a lot of these guys' hands, I've tried to give them gloves, because if you wanted to change the skin colour, which like you got on the heads, you'd have to do the head and the hands, which can be a bit of a pain in the arse. So if I do select similar, I'm just going to pick a skin. That's not exactly a skin color, but you can see I color him in here. Let's go for another one. Let's select this chap. Let's give him like a lighter skin there. Whoops, don't do that. Color him in like that. That's fine. Let's change this guy. He's actually got hands on that one, so I'm gonna have to open up the body layer, select the hand levels, and add that selection in. It's going to make him a lighter colour. And I've got to go back up to his head, and boom, there you go. So you can kind of muck around as and when you want. What I'd then essentially do is get all these guys and then put them into, when I put them on the page, muck around with them and start adding little extra details, a bit more detail on the hair and the jackets, whatever you want. So you kind of make them a bit different in the crowd. To be honest, I don't think too many people will study intently the crowd. It's just a way of kind of getting it done quickly and have your people there. So if I go to Vanguard 18, the last page I did, it had a crowd scene on it. I strip back the top layers. So we've just got the crowd in there. Okay, you can see this is a real hodgepodge of people there. I've got one layer at the top. These guys aren't shaded because they're actually behind the main figure. But I've flattened them down and they're one group. There's all the people in the back that are banging in, and I had another set of group who are cheering, but I haven't managed to do their legs yet. So essentially they've flattened them down in one layer. I've done like a kind of a shaded layer there. Don't need too much detail, they're going to be stuck in the background. I'm at the same bit of light. The light source is on the left, so the shadow's on the right hand side and the light's on the left. I've got the Wolf's Head logo on these banners here. So you think, oh, that don't look too great, but honestly, when you're going, so we do 100%, don't do 100%, we're looking at a print size, and I bang on all the rest of the layers. You're not really going to pay too much of attention to these guys. They're doing the background, you see the crowd, the job's done. If you want to go through and draw hundreds of people on every page, I'll take my hat off to you, but that's not really the way I do things, as you can see. It's kind of taking these kind of letting the machine and the technology help you out. It's you've drawn those people, you've coloured those people, why not use them like this? I developed a lot of these crowds for this scene in particular because there's going to be like the hole in the ground, all these people fighting on the beams, and then the whole crowd around them. I don't want to draw a crowd scene every time, so this is the way I've dealt with it. So if you've got any other questions about that, give me a shout and I'll see if I can help you out.